In our life, we are surrounded by many poison. It could be poison in food, but what I mean here is the poison in our energy field, poison in our emotion, poison in our inner world, and also poison or like the negativity, the rubbish in the environment. So this poisonous energy in our inner world and outer world, it is called kegare in Japanese. So kegare is actually especially the term rooted in Shinto. So kegare means impurity. So one of the most fundamental exercise in Shinto is to purify our energy field as well as to purify our inner world as well as outer worlds. So to keep and stay in harmony and in balance between inner world and outer world. When we clean our room, outside environment, we can see if it becomes clean or if it's still dirty. But it is very difficult to check if our inner world is clean or dirty or with lots of toxins. So this toxin, also in Japanese Buddhism as well, purification, cleaning is very important and it's fundamental exercise and practice. If you go to the Japanese temple, you also see in the morning, the first thing, the Japanese monks, what they do is cleaning. And also I learned how to clean at school, at elementary school. So cleaning was part of our life. So cleaning outer world, we learned it is not a degraded job, but it was more sacred activity to keep our outer world clean. So in Shinto as well, we keep everything clean and especially our energy. So we use some offerings in Shinto shrine and also at home, and one of this is salt as well. Salt also has cleansing power. But still it is outside. We can use purification for our outer environment, our body, which is also visible. It was more material cleaning. But how can we keep our mind, our heart, our energy clean without toxin and without impurity? We need discipline. And also we need to be able to observe our inner dialogue. That's why it is important to take a moment to have some silent stillness throughout the day, not only during the meditation or your yoga exercise, but during the course of a day, when you take tea, when you drink, or when you have dinner, or when you are alone, even just waiting at the traffic lights, just observe how our mind is operating. So let's talk about toxic thinking and poison and how our energy gets dirty. You might think maybe from others when you are together with other person who has so much negativity, you might think your energy gets also influenced. Well, in certain extent, it could be true if you agree with the other person, but everything is coming from our inner world. So we have the power to control our feelings and our emotion. Whoever you meet, we can actually strengthen our own energy field with our own strengths. Let's say you say, okay, I do meditations and I do yoga exercise. I have mindful moments, stillness throughout the day. And it's good to keep our mind still and not think anything. And also another thing that I also practice is often without speaking. We are human and it's easy to judge. Of course, there are likes and dislikes, things we like, things we don't like, which is normal. Everything in this world has plus, minus, light, shadow, positive, negative. So it is normal that we encounter something we don't like or something that we don't agree. And however, when we encounter such a situation or the person, and instead of acknowledging their existence, if we start judging, if we start complaining, so when we encounter such a situation that you don't agree or you got hurt or something, it is of course important to state what you think, what we think, and to get this emotion clear. But sometimes we don't say anything and we accumulate the judgment or complaints inside. So if we can actually constructively complain, it's not about complain, but we can also navigate our thoughts in a way to change the situation constructively, not just complaining and chatting, blah, 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 but more constructively to change the situation, which is very different from just complaining. So when we have this judgment and negative feeling inside, and we can actually entertain ourselves with these thoughts or gossiping, talk meaninglessly with others about what happens and bring our energy down. This is what I mean, toxic and also poison. And of course, as I said, it is normal to encounter difficult situation and also the sadness. And it is absolutely normal. And sadness is not a poison. It is a state of being, but some other thoughts like jealousy and anger and judgment, and that will get stuck in our heart, the container of our heart, like then it accumulates. So that is called kegare. And we can control, we can transform this feeling. And often when we encounter this type of feeling, we can, for example, when we find something that we hate about that person, it actually could happen often in a very close romantic relationship. The more we get to know the person, the more we find something we don't like. So it's quite normal. And when it happens, this element of what we don't like in other person can be reflecting of what we have and something that we are not accepting our own self. Then you can do your inner work. Okay, I don't like that person because he's always late. He get late again. He never keep the promise. Then look at yourself, and if you are not always getting late, or if you have that tendency, not only in time, but something that you really hate about yourself, or you might it very, very difficult to keep the promise and finding some challenging time. So it is opportunity to look into ourselves, and this energy can be transformed from the hate to neutral. We don't have to diminish this poison or negativity. It's like a shadow. But then we can bring that to, we can neutralize this feeling. So then it's like a cleansing and purification of our energy field. So in my other video, I have also talked about daily Shinto habits. And one of them is, of course, cleaning our environment. And I also start every day, as soon as I get up, before meditation, I do quick cleaning, and especially the first things, if I go to the bathroom, I clean bathroom very quickly. You don't have to spend like half an hour, just even a few minutes, just a quick wipe, and also the floor. By doing this exercise, I call it as exercise. It's not just a kind of task. It's exercise for myself. I use my body as well, and I feel good. And this is one of the fundamental practice in both in Shinto and Buddhism to start our day by cleaning. And you might have a person, housekeeper, who comes to clean, and that's also okay. But small things, we can actually keep it tidy and let the energy flow. So you can just imagine the river or the water can flow beautifully, or even the waterfall or the stream of water. But if there are lots of obstacles, the flow of the water is disturbed, and there are lots of splashes, and it looks beautiful. But when we would like the water to flow smoothly, we don't need any distraction in this path of the water. So when we keep our living, working environment tidy and also clean, then the energy, the air also circulate well, and then we are also surrounded by beautiful light when we are in a more organized, tidy environment. And that affects our mind and how we think. Our energy is also affected by this outer world energy, even though if we have strong inside, our outer world, of course, if it's influence. So it is important to keep both outer world and inner world. Like, for example, everywhere in the world, there are areas which is meticulously clean and beautiful, and there are areas which is filled with rubbish and not being taken care. Often there are more crime which are neglected, and also the energy, it's influence us. So if there are many rubbish outside, we might think that we can also throw the rubbish. But if we are in a beautiful place, we feel we should not throw the rubbish there. And it is just, we are human and we get influenced by them. So it is our own individual's small effort to keep our environment clean, respect, and so as our inner world. Like when we go to the Shinto shrine, the first thing we do is to wash our hands. There is a place to wash our hands with water. Then we go to the shrine. And there is a gate, which is the sacred place where Shinto's kami, the divine energy is. It has been marked with the gate since the ancient time. And some of the places are with some rope and some paper. So it has been marked in the all over Japan, where our ancestors believed there is a sacred energy. And when we go there, still feel this sacred energy. It can be just one big tree, which also has very, very strong, beautiful energy. And many areas it has been marked. So in order to go to these places, in order to be kind of welcomed by divine energy, our body and our inner world has to be also clean. We don't bring the dirt to these beautiful, divine, sacred, graceful place. So this is also, it is respecting ourselves and respecting the environment, nature as well. So the more our energy gets cleaned, and the more we can connect to the higher divine energy, it is how we match our vibrations. So then it also comes hand in hand with respect and purifications. And many of you may have seen the Japanese tea ceremony, way of tea. So the Japanese tea ceremony starts from cleaning and purifying our tea bowl and the utensils. And we wipe all the utensils, even if it's clean. We just take off all the invisible dirt, clear and clean for the person to take the tea. And we close the tea ceremony by cleaning as well. So in Japanese tradition, cleansing, cleaning, purification is really already a part of our lifestyle. And also before we go to bed, most people, and this is our actually wonderful pastime, we take a bath. So we get rid of a day's hard work, and also we cleanse our body by soaking into water before we go to bed, so that we can sleep better and rest better to start a new day. In Shinto, there are many ceremonies and rituals throughout a year, especially in every season. So our ancestors wished for abundant harvest, and also with a prayer of appreciation, and also cleansing and purifying ourselves, and that helped to keep us stay healthy. And these days, since I was a child, New Year's Eve was a big ritual in our family. Well, actually most people in Japan, they do as well. Cleaning, we take all the dust of entire year, not only the house and our outer environment, but also ourselves. And it was also our custom to change, to wear the new underwear, and to start to change our towels and what we use, like something which is closest to our skin. We change everything new, like we wear the new socks and new underwear and new towels. And that was in our house, we started this ritual. It's not about consuming or wasting. We change every year to start something new. And then we can recycle the things, like my mother was so good at sewing, so she was recycling the t-shirts, etc. And so all comes together for respecting things. And as I explained in other video, from Shinto, every object we use has a spirit. We have countless 8 million of divine energy, kami. We are surrounded by divine energy. And then to keep our outer world pure, clean, and so as our inner world, then we can live in peace and harmony. Thank you for watching. If you like to work with me on one-on-one session, you can book a free intake call. The information is in the description. See you next time.